Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to 15 Minutes with Grow. I know it's a surprise seeing our faces at this time. We now are launching a new series called 15 Minutes with Grow. And 15 Minutes with Grow is designed to give our investors and also our potential investors a look into our industry, our partners, our customers, and also why food sustainability is so important. For many persons who are not in the industry, they don't think about food until it's time for them to get hungry. For these 15 minutes, we will use this 15 minutes to showcase many other persons in the value chains, but not just other persons, leaders in the industry that are creators of certain niches and certain portions of the value chain. Understanding that the farmers are supposed to focus on farming, while the processors focus on processing and the packagers focus on packaging. In many instances locally, we all crowd the same portion of the value chain, not realizing the other opportunities. Grow is all about collaboration and not competition. So today, we are going to highlight an entrepreneur turned businesswoman who packs a big punch. I'd like to introduce you all to Desiree Corneille, the owner of Alabaster Unboxed. Desiree, welcome. Please feel free to introduce yourself to our investors, potential investors, and also to our followers.
Hi, Kentisha. Thank you very much, Grow Lab, for having me on your very first segment. Um, I am Desiree Corneille. I'm part owner of Alabaster Unboxed, and Alabaster Unboxed is a business company that grew out of my frustrations as a as a burgeoning, as a growing entrepreneur in the cosmetic field. So I would have started back in college or back in 2015. I would have had launched a product line because I had a roommate in college who actually had a brain tumor, and she continually had to watch what she eat, what she put on her body. And I thought, and I said, you know what, I'm relatively healthy and I'm pretty much just not taking care of myself. And so that stimulated the launch of the the cosmetic line that we have called Nourish Naturals, Noirished. So it started off as nourishment for persons of color. And so we created lines of products that had no phthalates, no silicones, no sulfates. The frustration came, though, however, when I couldn't source any of the raw ingredients. There wasn't any company that had the raw ingredients. I couldn't find preservatives, emulsifiers, solubilizers. And I thought if it was myself going through this, I know there were hundreds of other persons in the Bahamas doing it. And so that spurred the start of Alabaster Unboxed. And so that is what we do at Alabaster Unboxed. We are committed to being the leader in the cosmetic and craft industry, and that means that we provide the raw ingredients, we provide the packaging, as well as we provide the training for anybody in the craft and cosmetic industry, manufacturing industries.
Desiree, thank you so much for that. I don't think you remember. It was one time we were to a festival some time ago. It was a True Bahamian festival, and this True Bahamian is an organization that Regina and I, my co-founder and I, believe in very heavily because they've supported us from day one. And it
Right.
was storming rain, and Nourish Naturals was there, and you weren't too far from Pop Stop. And I
Oh,
was trying to get my popsicles and everything to the car, and you actually picked up some of my stuff and you assisted me in the rain with taking
oh,
my stuff back. I said, I wonder, the other day when we met, I said, I wonder if she remembers being able to assist me with all of these things. Because as entrepreneurs, when we're in the field, we look out for each other, and up to this day, I still appreciate that.
well, I didn't recall that. Of course, because it was raining, we probably all were pretty busy. But I'm
Yeah.
glad you reminded me of it.
Mhm. So, Des, you spoke
Yes,
about creating Alabaster Unbox because of some of the challenges that you face locally with getting raw materials. I
yes.
know we have a lot of challenges in the packaging industry, especially for the persons who want to create jam and they need bottles, and sometimes we want to get 10 jams instead of getting 100 jams. 100 bottles for jams, not realizing 100 bottles will be a little bit more effective when it comes to
Right,
costing.
exactly.
So tell us about some of your local experiences working with local processors and some of the challenges that they face and that you may face with working on a small island with limited access to some of these materials.
Well, that's an excellent, I think, segue into the point that I would like to make in terms of small islands. So we're not even just a small island. And this is somebody I hail from Cat Island, if there are any Cat Islanders out there. So we're an archipelago, and that in itself that makes the challenges that much more. And so one of the things that we do at Alabaster in terms of our packaging or anything is we make sure that persons are aware that we do ship and deliver to the mailboat. So that is my ode to my family island heritage. But you had a lot of persons, especially during the COVID, the onslaught of COVID, who were laid off, who didn't have any jobs, who just were told not to come back to work because of what was happening in the economy, and they were sitting on some hidden talents. And so what we were able to do was we had quite a selection of containers and packaging and ingredients in, as well as we had access to training and workshops. So we believe in empowering, educating, and as well as enabling. And so we were able to cover all of those for quite a few individuals. As a matter of fact, about 12 companies got started during that COVID-19, the rush of that. So from cold processed soap making to jams and sauces. We help persons create their professional formulations for their ingredients that they already had so they can standardize their operations. We were able to teach persons with how to make conditioners, how to make shampoos. And so those were some of the items. The problem, I think, with the Bahamas, however, and what we experience in the cosmetic industry would be the individuals who want to be different, who want to brand different. So we are okay right now. We started off with the retail part of it. So we do provide the our containers, plastic packaging, bottles. They start at a dozen, which is for the persons who is the hobbypreneur. But of course, we wanted to scale up way more because there are persons who are not interested in just that small market anymore. They want to scale up. They want that volume. They want their side initiative or their side hustle to actually be the breadwinner for their family. And so that was our difficulty trying to keep a product in that's specially for one individual while still keeping options for the rest of the person. So that is one of the challenges that we receive. However, I think a lot of persons have the first thing they say when they come into Alabaster is, "Oh my God, I didn't know you guys were here." So there are quite a few persons that don't know about us. So that's our major thrust this year. And so this is aligning along with one of our goals of making sure that persons know that we are here, so they don't have to go to the Amazon and do the long wait with the courier and then pay for the brokerage fees and then stand on the line to get it. And then we also offer the knowledge, the know-how of how to use the product. So when they come into the store, they get a well-rounded experience.
That's awesome information. I've before I found out about Alabaster Unboxed, I was actually surprised as well. I said this is definitely an asset that all processors, producers, anybody who needs packaging definitely
Yes.
needs. Packaging plays a huge role in the value chain. Um, you spoke about letting persons know that you are there and them having access to you.
Yeah.
Do you have challenges with accessing the market that you need? Because you are such in demand, you can't stop them from breaking down your doors.
Sorry, we got a little bit technical difficulties. I didn't hear the entire question.
Okay, so do you have challenges accessing the customers, or because your business is in such need in the Bahamas, do you have customers knocking down your doors? I could imagine you trying to run out at 6 o'clock, Des, because persons are saying, "Hey, I need 50 more jars."
Yeah, so we definitely have that, and we try to be very responsive to that because we understand what that entrepreneurial drive is. Yes, we would love for persons to plan in advance, but we know we get that phone call from our last minute Bahamian consumers that say, "Hey, can you create this for me at the last minute?" And so I do have one or two clients, some of my really, really good clients that I don't mind, packing up my George bundle and opening up for them. Accessing the customers, I believe we've been slow in that because our increase was, I think, astronomical. And so we were trying to meet the demands that the COVID environment played. So before, the inventory that we would bring in would last us for a good time. However, once the couriers stop and all of the individuals who get their products and their packages from other ventures, once that slowed down, they tried to find somewhere locally, and when they found us, the word of mouth got around really quickly. And so we hadn't advertised because we didn't want to create that frustration. You had this week and you don't have it this next week. And so we were trying to keep up with the customer base that we have, but this year is definitely a year of expansion. Definitely the time to get more into the wholesalers. So in terms of accessing the customers, I believe it's slowly getting around. The word is slowly getting around, and I think it was at the pace that we could have accommodated at that time.
Awesome. Excellent, Des. Amazing information. I see we have about 5 minutes left. So I
Okay.
just want to get one or two more important questions out before these 5 minutes of time goes by so fast when you're having fun. Time
Very
goes by
good.
so fast when you're growing.
Yes,
So, Des,
certainly.
I have a question for you. We sat down, we spoke about all of the amazing aspects of growth, the storage, the food testing, the processing space, the baker's den, being FDA certified, 24 hours access to distribution networks, and so much more. Des, the famous question. Tell me, why do you think it's important to invest in a company like Grow?
So first of all, let me take a step back and congratulate both yourself and your partner for the amazing job that you've been doing in developing and continuing with the struggle. I'm sure there's been some challenges along the way towards this goal and this dream that you're doing. I think it's an excellent opportunity, and I wish you all of the successes. So any smart entrepreneur, business owner would obviously understand that with Grow Food Labs, that means that they're going to be persons out there who are itching, who can't wait to scale up their products, which means that they can't wait to get the products and the packaging and the raw ingredients and the preservatives. So I think, like you said about the value chain, what you do creates now, I think, a very creates a observable gaps in the marketplace that other entrepreneurs will be able to fill. And I think it's time now for persons to start understanding what type of products, what type of services that you offer. So now we can bring bakers. Maybe I need to start procuring this in advance. You're offering this, and I think it's an excellent opportunity for entrepreneurs as a whole right around the Bahamas. I see it filtering into almost every industry in the country, from not just packaging or raw ingredients, but also for marketing, for persons with who needs the signage, for persons in every field, the farmers, obviously, the supermarkets. There's going to be products that somebody doesn't need in some niche market that somebody doesn't provide, that can stimulate another business. So I think it's an excellent opportunity, and I can't wait to continue to share and ask people to invest in such something. It's about high time the Bahamas has something that we can all be proud of in the agriculture and industry and the production industry. And I think this is one of the starts. Congratulations, ladies.
Yes, Desiree, thank you so much. And we're so excited to start working with you or to begin working with you
Yeah.
on this venture, because we know the more processes that we can assist with growing, we know
Yes.
that the more packaging that they're going to need. So thank you so much once again, Desiree. I want to invite you guys to follow Miss Desiree Corneille of Alabaster Unboxed. She has a Facebook page. Or Desiree, you let them know where to find you.
Well, you can call us at 242-601-0136 or WhatsApp us at 242-525-655. We also have a website, www.alabasterunboxed.com, or you can email us at alabasterunboxed@gmail.com. Looking forward to all your comments, uh, and all of your questions and entertaining whatever has to happen in the new year.
Thank you so much, Desiree. Thank you
Thank
so
you
very
for
much.
having us.
I see we have a few more questions on the side. I want to encourage you guys to head on down to ourwackx.com and invest and grow Bahamas. It's just $16 a share. And this
$16.
gives you see how affordable that is, Desiree? This gives you, as a Bahamian, access to owning a Bahamian company. Yes, Mr. Rudon, there is still
Yes.
time to invest. So we have a few more days left. A lot more days left, but a few more days left for you to invest. And it's like I say, it's just $16. And we're only talking about Grow the Food Lab Phase 1. My business partner and I, we've sat down and we've planned this up until Phase 3. So we want to give Bahamians the opportunity to jump in on owning a Bahamian company in the first phase. So as we grow, we can continue to grow with the Bahamas. Thank you so much for everybody following along. If you have any questions, feel free to type them on our Facebook page. Don't forget to go to ourwackx.com and invest and grow the food lab. Only $16 a share. Thank you so much, everyone. And you guys have a great day. Thank you, Desiree, once again.
Thank you. Take care.